It was an historic moment in the world of real estate appraisals as the 10,000 Minority Appraisers Foundation received National Apprenticeship Training Certification from the United States Department of Labor, a landmark achievement in the mission to promote diversity, equity, and excellence in property valuation. John Ladd, administrator for the Department of Labor Apprenticeship Program, sees this certification as a significant step towards creating a more inclusive workforce.
We are about to sign national program standards of apprenticeship, and so for those of you who haven't been in the day-to-day work of developing these standards, these are a big deal. It's really exciting when we're able to register a national program of apprenticeship. By being a national program, that means you are registered and which is certified to operate anywhere in the country, and so it carries a lot of stature and carries a lot of weight.
Thaddeus Dawson, founder of 10,000 Minority Appraisers Foundation, discovered shortcomings in the appraisal process was not just a minority problem, it was an American problem.
So when I started, we were advocating for black people and the disparity in property values and the wealth gap, which was $150 to $200 billion. But as we started to tour the country, recognized and found that it was an America problem, not just a black problem. So the Native Americans and the federal government lose trillions of dollars due to outdated fee schedules and not being able to update appraisals because there's not enough appraisers to actually do the work. We will be able to train the next generation to be able to put out reliable numbers, which will have a total impact on America as a whole in city, county, state, and federal agencies to be able to replace an aging workforce with a successful plan.
George Dell, data scientist, economist, and teacher, assures us that delivering data-driven results removes the long history of bias in the appraisal industry.
And we basically teach the evidence-based valuation, data-oriented methods, which basically replace the theory of appraisal that goes 60 and 80 years old and has had minimal changes. And it's created the culture that enables the bias. Over the last 20, 30 years, as data became available, instead of gathering and scraping together 4 or 5 comps, we pick comps in 10 seconds. Go tip, 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 tip. And there's where the analytic bias comes from.
If you look at the black-white wealth gap, the white median wealth is $284,000, black wealth is $44,000. What's the difference? A house. A house. A house explains that entire difference.
Nationally renowned economist Bill Cunningham has confidence in the 10,000 Minority Appraisers' vision.
I mean, anytime you can't really depend upon the market marks what a market is telling you is the value of some asset for whatever reason, be it because of racism or discrimination or geography and some, that throws markets off. So to the extent that you can solve that, markets get better at doing what markets are supposed to do, which is to accurately value assets. And we've known for centuries that discrimination has gotten in the way of markets working the way that they should. And this is one effort that will help everybody, help markets work better, help everybody out.
Personal property owners and the United States Forest Service rely on accurate and timely appraisals.
Across the nation, when we start to look at appraising, we start to look at homes, or we start to look at what we have out in terms of on the national space. It's 193 million acres that we have within the Forest Service. And when we go out to assess properties, to do rights-of-way, to do easements, to do land exchanges, we need an appraisal.
The 10,000 Minority Appraisers Foundation is not just changing the appraisal industry. It's shaping a future where every community is valued accurately and fairly. Join us in celebrating this milestone and supporting the continued efforts to build a more equitable and prosperous society for all.